I guess that segues into our next conversation topic, which I believe we were going to get a little bit into your antitrust summer.
Yeah, it's so right now a lot of the attention is on Amazon because Amazon, who's always doing a lot of very, very dangerous things, as of recent they had arguably their most dangerous merger to date. I would say it is by far their most dangerous merger, and it was a merger with two entities. I'll do the less scary one first. The less scary one, still very scary, but less scary than the two, is they merged with iRobot. iRobot is the company that puts the cameras in Roombas, those things that like kind of sweep up your floor. So if you have a Roomba
Also, isn't
now,
iRobot like a Will Smith
Will
movie?
Smith movie.
oh really?
Yeah, there's a movie called iRobot that came out in like 2007. It's like a dystopian science fiction film.
I mean, yeah, I guess they're not even trying to be subtle about it, man. I mean, it's just like that is the company. I've not seen that movie, admittedly, but yeah, like so they bought that, and so now the company that already harvests your data to try to sell you more and more shit, well, now they know what's in your house now, so if your couch breaks, they'll know right away. They can tell you to get a new couch. So it's pretty creeptastic. Um, but the scariest merger of the two, and at least the way I see it, they merged with One Medical, which One Medical is basically a healthcare company, and they specialize in a lot of telehealth. I don't know exactly how widely available they are as of now, but their membership start at $199 a year. So for roughly $200 a year, you can get their insurance. And again, they do have a heavy focus on telehealth and stuff like that. And why I think this is especially disturbing is Jeff Bezos, one of the most powerful people in the world, is now getting involved in our predatory healthcare system, making it even worse. But B, you think about what Amazon has done thus far and who Amazon is. Like, well, what did Amazon do? Well, Jeff Bezos, thanks to money from his parents and their rich friends, had a bunch of runway and capital to run Amazon.com at a loss for as many years as he needed to run it as a loss. And it went from being just an online bookstore to being responsible for over half of all online commerce. And it grew that way because he was able to operate at a loss for as long as he needed to. Well, guess what? He still has unlimited cash flow. The guy is, on his way to becoming a trillionaire. I don't know who the richest person in the world is at the moment. I know it goes back and forth between him and Elon Musk. I don't know which one is at the top right now, but it's, he's among the richest people in the world. So he's going to try
Looks
to do
like
this.
Jeff's still sitting on the top of that
Oh,
mountain.
is Jeff still at the top? Yeah, but like he's going to do the same thing with healthcare now. He's going to operate at a loss as long as he needs to, until he monopolizes healthcare the same way he monopolized online commerce, which our healthcare system is already by far the worst in the industrialized world by a lot. They are some of the most predatory companies in the world. So you're going to have the ultimate predator in Jeff Bezos because he will out-predator all of them, and then he will get pretty much a monopoly. I mean, this is the guy who has let his employees piss in bottles so that they can make their routes. This is the guy who will park an ambulance outside of a warehouse facility because he'd rather pay for people's ambulance ride when they collapse from heat exhaustion than have proper ventilation in the warehouses because it's cheaper to just do that. So that's who this is. And by the way, there's another story in the news. In July of this year, so, a little over a month ago, 3 people in 3 weeks literally died in warehouses in New Jersey. So people literally died because of the condition in those warehouses. They died doing their job that they weren't getting paid a living wage for. That guy is going to be in charge of healthcare. I mean, that is just wow. And now with the people who died in the warehouses, there's about 30 different labor groups that are trying to make Amazon, the Amazon CEO, who actually isn't Jeff Bezos, it's someone else who's, just kind of a figurehead appointed on his behalf, but they want the Amazon CEO to have to testify to Congress and to, just the labor board about this because people are literally dying. And of course, our federal government is dragging their feet like they always do. But this is like dystopian level Wow. And so I encourage everyone, go to antitrustsummer.com. That's antitrustsummer.com. There's good antitrust legislation out there right now that's going to start breaking big tech up, and in particular, Amazon. So again, antitrustsummer.com. It takes less than 40 seconds. Please do sign the petition. Chuck Schumer has promised to vote on this legislation in the fall. We are in the fall, folks. So we got to keep fighting. We got to be loud. So please go to antitrustsummer.com and sign the petition.
That sounds based. I did need to correct myself. The list when I Googled it showed Jeff Bezos as the richest man in the world, but he's actually the third richest man in the world now.
Oh, is
behind
he?
the Louis Vuitton guy and then Elon Musk.
Anyway, thank you so much, Adi, the bug catcher. Really appreciate that $10. That's crazy. iRobot keeps all your floor plan data, address, furniture, and behavior in an unencrypted, publicly accessible repository. Don't use Roombas. Use Neato, Neatbot, etc. if you need a VacBot. Damn. That's
I use a
genuinely
broom.
crazy.
I'm OG.
Me too, man.
I'm really
Me too.
OG, man. I use a broom. I feel like if I ever got one of those things, my cat would just be my cat would wrestle it to death.
I've actually seen some pretty funny videos of cats riding on Roombas around the floor. So yeah, no, obviously I don't have one either, but I also, Zach and I don't have that big of an apartment. So I understand if you have like a huge house or something and you want to keep it clean. So, whatever, but that's good suggestions, Adi. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Everyone use Neato, Neatbot, not Roombas, because that's genuinely crazy. Floor plan data, address, furniture, and behavior. I don't even know what that means. Behavior, like how you treat your Roomba. I don't know.
Probably more like your habits.
Probably
Like how dirty you.
Well, or like what you're buying. Like if you like let's say it sees you in your kitchen a lot and you're cooking falafels. I had frozen falafels last night for dinner. So it's like maybe they'll start feeding you falafel ads, like order your falafels from Amazon or whatever. So yeah, but I mean, and it's sort of the same thing that happens with Ring, like if you want to get like a cam, like at your front door or whatever, like don't get Ring, because Ring, they have contracts with law enforcement that they will give away all of that footage to law enforcement. So basically your entire neighborhood is under surveillance if everyone has a Ring. And they did that deliberately to just kind of help out cops and stuff. And there's been reports of cops using it for great means, like finding information on an ex-girlfriend they're angry at and stuff like that. So,
yeah, that's one of the most truly dystopian things is the Ring cameras and how they've basically created a massive network of surveillance. Like obviously, yeah, there are specific incidents where it's come in handy, and I'm sure like they've caught the killer or whatever thanks to that. But still, like, it's crazy how you basically can't do anything in this day and age without it being on camera. Like basically no matter where you are. And again, I'm not like fucking simping for criminals or whatever, but like
right.
You can't do anything without being surveilled now. Like even if you're just doing literally whatever, like you're going to be on camera somewhere.
Well, let's be honest, man, there's no decent evidence out there, or pretty much any evidence whatsoever, that this helps them quote unquote catch the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's more evidence to the contrary that actually this stuff makes things even worse. Like stuff like facial recognition software, there's mismatches so often that it actually makes stuff worse. It doesn't help them catch the bad guy. It helps them like target innocent people who they think is like somebody they're not because of like a mismatch on the software. So it's total. I mean, it's just total nonsense that this kind of stuff makes us safer. And it's so crazy that it's like Amazon Ring convinced people that they need this product, and part of the reason people are convinced they need it is because they don't want their Amazon packages taken off of their front stoop. So it's like Amazon basically created a problem and then gave you the solution, and they're going to keep doing this. They're just going to keep doing it.
Speaking of Amazon packages, it's just crazy. Like we have a little package room in our apartment, where you go to get your packages, and you see everyone else's packages there. It's wild. Like you walk in there, at least 85% of the packages in there have the Amazon, packaging. Like basically everyone's package, mail, whatever, it's coming from Amazon. So like, I mean, it's just fucking crazy that that's the way it is. It's basically completely monopolized the industry. Absolutely. And by the way, thank you once again, Adi, for the $5. By behavior, I mean cleanliness, what rooms, furniture you're buying, where do you hang out most based on what part needs cleaning. Yeah, it's just so So creepy to think about. And I know that like sometimes having these conversations, people like, oh, you're just a Luddite, you know, you're just afraid of this new technology because it wasn't around when you grew up. Like, oh, calm down. People said the same thing about all technology when it first came onto the scene. But like, I'm sorry, there is a point where technology just becomes unnecessary and it is
Right.
just an instrument of like the freaking police state or whatever. Like, no one needs a freaking Amazon Echo. You know, no one needs these stupid smart home devices, which basically just exist to, you know, so you don't have to go walk 5 feet over and turn a light switch or turn on your TV. Like, no one needs that. In the same way that like obviously there are serious, really, there's utility for like the internet. You know, like I'm not anti-internet. Like there's clearly a lot of resources. It's helped with like medical industries and their ability to do research. And like there's all these real obvious, you know, benefits for that. But like at some point it does become necessary, and you're not just a Luddite for acknowledging that. Like, again, I don't think there's any goddamn practical use for Echo, Amazon Echo, or Alexa, or all of these creepy fucking smart home bullshit technologies, which literally just exist to surveil you and mine your data in order to turn around and sell it for the highest profit.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, yeah. Are there some people that take it to a place where it is just sort of, you know, like paranoia? Sure, that happens, but it's totally reasonable to recognize that these technologies are being used in very dishonest and unethical and Orwellian ways. And that's very, very real. So yeah, I mean, you can still embrace new technology. I mean, obviously I value the internet too. I mean, look at all these stores that it's opened.